Friends, we have already seen that any financial information which we are preparing or reporting should be a useful financial information. Now, for any financial information to be a useful financial information, it should have some qualitative characteristics. So today we are going to see what are these qualitative characteristics for a useful financial information. Now, when we talk about the qualitative characteristics, this can be divided into two categories. The first and foremost category is what is known as fundamental qualitative characteristics. Fundamental qualitative characteristics. Now, in addition to this, we also have something called enhancing qualitative characteristics. Okay, so what are these fundamental characteristics and what are these enhancing characteristics? The difference between these two should be first clear to you. Okay, fundamental qualitative characteristics means those characteristics which, if any one of them are absent, then that financial information is not a useful financial information. So in other words, the fundamental qualitative characteristics means it should be present if you want to call that financial information to be a useful financial information. If any one of these fundamental qualitative characteristics is not present, then that financial information cannot be used. Okay, that is fundamental. Now, what is enhancing? Enhancing qualitative characteristics means these are also required, but it is not as important as fundamental, because if fundamental qualitative characteristics are not prevailing, then that information cannot be used at all or cannot be called as useful. Enhancing means even if one or more enhancing qualitative informations are not present, you can rely on that financial information, but if it is there, it is more better. Okay, so friends, I hope that is clear to you. Fundamental and enhancing. Now let us see which are these fundamental qualitative characteristics. There are three fundamental qualitative characteristics and you have four enhancing qualitative characteristics. We will see the fundamental characteristics first. Okay, the first and most important fundamental characteristics is relevance. Any financial information can be called to be a useful financial information only if it is relevant to the users. So any information which is not relevant cannot be called as a useful financial information. So relevance is very important. Okay, the next is materiality. Okay, financial transactions means it could be anything. There could be numerous financial information. There could be financial transaction for 1 rupee. There could be 10 crore. For a company which has got a, let's say, turnover of 1000 crores, 1 rupee, is it material? No. So whenever you talk about financial information, that financial information have to pass the characteristics of materiality. So materiality is the second fundamental qualitative characteristics. Okay, and the third, of course, this is also very important, that is the faithful representation. Okay, the moment you say that this financial information is not represented in its faithfully, okay, it is not a useful financial information. Okay, so faithful representation is also very important. So one, relevance; second, materiality; third, faithful representation. Okay, so that is fundamental qualitative characteristics. Now, what are these enhancing qualitative characteristics? We told you there are four. Okay, the first one is comparability. Any financial information you present have to be comparable. Those who are familiar with the financial statements of companies, corporates, you know that there will be two columns which we are generally present in the financial statements. One is figures for the current period and the other one figures for the previous period or the comparative period. Why do you give this previous year figures? You give the previous year figures because to ensure the comparability. So comparability is also very important. Next, verifiability. Any financial information that cannot be verified is not a useful financial information. Okay, so verifiability. Now, timeliness. Okay, there is no point in presenting the financial statements of a company for the year ended 31/3/2000. Okay, that is 25 years before. Okay, and when are you presenting this financial information? If you present this financial information on 1/4/2025, is it presented on time? No. So timeliness is also one of the enhancing qualitative characteristics. Now what is the next one? Understandability. Any financial information which we present should be understandable to the users. If the users does not understand what is written in the financial information, can you call it as useful? No, definitely not useful. So friends, these are these qualitative characteristics of useful financial information. We have discussed about fundamental as well as enhancing qualitative characteristics. If any one of these fundamental qualitative characteristics fails, then such financial information cannot be called as a useful financial information. Whereas all these four enhancing qualitative characteristics are also very important, but suppose it is not verifiable or it is not presented timely, you can't say that it is not useful, but this is also important. This will enhance the quality of the financial information. Friends, I hope this is clear to you. Thank you.